So I just wanted to mention one article which I think connects also the work and the process in this work in this event. It's an article by Frédéric Pouillot, who we're in a conversation for several years now, and I want to read one part from his article, Dance as Documentary, Conflictual Images in the Choreographic Mirror. From the leading newspapers of the 1930s Federal Theatre Project, or the investigation by Peter Weiss from '65, to Hate Radio of Miller Rao in 2011, documentary theatre has historically been built on the practice of verbatim, of quoting on stage words uttered elsewhere, stemming from non-theatrical contexts, and whose traces, textual or recorded, may be accessed to everyone. What Zaides offers in Archive is a transposition of the verbatim to the sphere of movement and choreography, a practice, in short, of what he calls gestating, made possible by the present day ubiquity of video images. This application of the verbatim to the sphere of movement, however, demands substantial modification to the theatrical model from which it stems. For there is to be gestating, the audience first of all needs to access the original material, or rather a recording of it, and from there to the overall context that gives the movement its meaning and turns it into an action. So indeed, as you saw in the installation, it's a constant practice of me repeating the gestures that I see on screen. In the live performance, this process is a bit more shifting. Sometimes there are images, sometimes I stop the images and repeating the gestures. So there is a much more altering of this connection in order to actually question our gaze, our memory of these images.
Yeah, also because you play with the images by rewinding, slowing the process, and stopping the images, so that gives you also the possibility to just clarify also your own position towards the material.
And also to question attentiveness, because again, when we're watching images of violence, my question is, are we really watching? Are we really engaging? And I think this idea to work with an image, to stop it, to pause it, to check your attentiveness to the image, what do you see, what you miss, how can I point you to something that you maybe missed, is an engagement with this material. So it questions our engagement as such.
Maybe we now go to Talos, and because in Talos also the question of document is quite different from the document from archives and capture, because in Talos you're using first of all material on a specific project, a European project which is called Talos, but also many footages that you found on YouTube and which are not made by a human, but by drone. So that is also the question of the gaze on the movements on the borders. So can you explain us what is the meaning of Talos and how did you work on this topic story?
Yes, so the performance Talos is a response to Talos, which is a transportable autonomous patrol for land border surveillance, an EU-funded project in the field of securitization, in the frame of which experts from 14 different institutions from 10 countries, 8 EU countries, including Belgium, Estonia, Finland, France, Greece, Poland, Romania, Spain, as well as 2 associated countries, Turkey and Israel, came together around the idea of developing and field testing an innovative concept of mobile autonomous system for protecting European land borders. The Talos initiative researched and promoted the possibility of replacing human border guards with robots, land drones in detection missions at the borders of Europe. So basically a robotic device, land robotic device that would patrol the territory of the border and come with in first contact with trespassers of the border. The overall budget of the project was 20 million euros, funded by the European Commission. The name of the original project, as well as the artistic response to the project, is not original. Talos refers to a figure of Greek mythology, half man, half machine, one of the first imagined robots, given as a present by Zeus to the nymph Europa while she was residing on the island of Crete. The mission of Talos was to protect Europe from pirates and invaders by circling the island day and night, identifying and destroying anyone who tries to reach the island and to harm Europe. And this is the myth that the EU-funded Talos team aimed to make into a reality. So the original project resulted in a demo system which included 2 robots which were presented in a field in Poland that is belonged to an army. To this event there was 100 guests invited, different border patrol specialists, press, etc. And what is interesting about the project that they really build a stage. They build a stage on the field where people gathered, got information about this project, but also a stage which had a screen. The screen would open in a certain point of the presentation, and the machines would act in the field. So there was a real use of performative qualities into the presentation, and this is exactly where our project also started. Can we kind of restage or reimagine this event of promoting this new technology? So basically, in the performance, I somehow embody the discourse of this project. I become almost its promoter, and the audience becomes its consumer. So first, maybe I'll show a small excerpt from the video that was released by the actual project, and then we'll talk a bit more about the work.
Within the FP7 framework program of European Commission for Research and Development. We have begun actually in 2007 with the preparations of the proposal, which was submitted at the end of 2007 for the security call. Formally, the project started in June 2008. The main objective of the project was to develop the system that will support protection of European borders. The system that will be based on robotic solutions.
We thought that such system would fill the gap in the current border guards system that's consisted and built from static units bases of border guards.
Task Frontex is coordinated collaboration between the member states. And if there is an increased risk at one of the member states, we can have a rapid border intervention team coming from many of the other member states to that part of the border. And then it would be useful to have a mobile open architecture system that can be moved and quickly plugged into what is available at that member state.
So in the current situation in Europe, we saw the gap for the system that's deployed in an emergency situation or some special situation in a specific area of border.
Just to, as you see, this is an image from the performance. In the performance, there is a speaker, a screen, which shows different kind of materials. There is also prompters. The speaker is dependent on the prompters he reads, as a politician would read, or as a lot of these kind of events are constructed. Questioning also the authenticity of the performer, or actually maybe the mechanization of the speaker. There is a withdrawal from movement. I mean, if we talk about choreography, there was an act, or when I approached first the project, and so it's objective basically to restrain movement of others. I also said to myself that I have to restrain my movement. But then question what other type of movement can I address, and therefore the movement is reduced but enhanced on the promoter side somehow. How do we promote an ideology? How can we? I mean, all these events are constructed. There are gestures that are involved in order to convince you in accepting this kind of technology, etc. So this withdrawal from movement also cost me in losing some funds that relate to choreography. But as we are in between, I mean, I tend to believe that we're in between mediums. I don't really mind because others pick up or fill the gap, let's say. As you mentioned, there is a very different kinds of materials that we dealt with, and I want to focus on a specific type of material. So when I went to Poland and I met the coordinator of the project, Agnieszka, who you see also in the video, and I was struck by the fact that when she's talking about this system, she would never comment or say something about the people that this machine is designed for. Basically, who is going to interact with this device, and how this interaction will happen, what is actually happening in the field, in this meeting between a non-human device and a human device, in a space which is highly with urgent, and there is a sense of emergency to this space.
Yeah, in fact, in the project, I never imagined finally the situation, the real situation where the robot would encounter people. And this is also where the Euro project starts, because it's like your imagination is also taking the project and following the project as it could happen and as it was really happening now.
Yeah, it somehow gave us the possibility to imagine actually what will happen in this encounter. And in order to imagine, we wanted to really look at what is happening in the borders. And around 2015-16, there was a lot of images started to be produced in border areas of drone footage that portrays movement of people at the borders. And as opposed to archive, where there is an existing archive of footage that I accessed, here we had to assemble the archive. So we went to different news agencies, to human rights organizations, and we assembled an archive of drone footage which portrays movement at the borders of Europe. And this is the footage which became one of the main materials that we also work with.
But at the beginning of the performance, you never see the people, you only see dots moving around the borders.
Exactly. The first part, or the most of the performance, we see slick visualization, which are actually done on top of a real footage. So it's an exact reconstruction of drone footage. And in the end of the performance, the animations are slowly being stripped, and you're actually revealed that what we've been analyzing and talking about is real existing situations. And I would like to show you part of it and also read part of the text that we use in the performance. Special areas emptied from civilians are defined. These are the buffer zones. This is where the encounters between the trespassers and robots take place. Each device is able to patrol and cover a territory of approximately 10 kilometers. It moves and scans the environment using precise topographic simulation. This includes elevation models, road networks, buildings, water areas including lakes, rivers and coastlines, vegetation layers, lawns, agricultural areas, forests, including the density of the forest, the height of trees, their types and proportions, type of soil, fences, and endangered areas. In order to secure the entire buffer zone, the devices spread themselves in an orderly way and at an equal distance from each other. They create an interconnected network capable of surveying the entire area. If movement is detected, a device within the closest range is deployed to observe the situation. The other devices reposition themselves to ensure the stability of the network. The device approaches the location where the movement is detected and activates its infrared camera. If the device's infrared camera locates a source of heat, it has to discern whether it is an animal or a human. If an animal is detected, the device returns to its scanning mission. If the system confirms that the source of heat is of a trespasser, it locks onto his or her body. The device moves towards the trespasser. When the right distance is established, the device activates the pre-recorded audio-visual announcement commanding the trespasser to leave the border area. If the trespassers obey the command, the device accompanies the trespasser until he has left the territory and then returns to its scanning mission. If the trespasser does not obey the command, the system can activate other protocols in accordance with the trespasser's actions. If the detected trespasser makes an attempt to communicate, the system can capture his or her voice and select the relevant information from its database. If the trespasser maintains his position, the device positions itself using the predefined distance and repeats the demand to leave the territory. If the detected trespasser moves, the device continues to readjust its position using the predefined distance. We can assume that the trespasser might increase the pace or try to escape. In this case, the device increases its movement and adjusts its speed to the trespasser's speed. If the detected trespasser moves towards the device moves accordingly and maintains the secured distance. If the detected trespasser wants to harm the device, throwing stones, for example, the system then proposes a new secure distance out of reach of the stones. The system uses a randomized zigzag pattern to avoid stone attacks and continues its task of identifying the trespasser. If a large group of trespassers is detected, the network of devices deploys a different strategy. Here, the facilitation of an individual encounter is no longer sufficient. Instead, the devices collaborate to create a squadron designed to counter the group's pattern of movement and to make sure that the trespassers are impeded in their attempt to enter the area. If the detected trespasser attempts to enter the territory through water, the devices position itself along the bank, creating an obstacle that prevents the trespassers from reaching the land. The devices activate the pre-recorded audiovisual announcement commanding the trespasser to turn back. If the trespassers obey the command, the devices return to their scanning mission. If the trespassers do not obey the command and change the direction of their entry, the devices reposition themselves along the bank and prevent the trespasser from reaching the land. The devices repeat this procedure till attempts to gain entry to the land are no longer detected. Once the situation is stable, the device returns to the scanning mission. And it continues and continues.
What I would like to stress after you just read it, like you had the prompter in front of you, is that all the dispositif, which is also a choreographic dispositif in the sense that there's this disembodiment movement.